quick. Okay. Oh my goodness. Finally. I'm gonna just throw like a whole bunch of explosions. All this stuff. Okay. Enough of that. Let me turn this down. Welcome back. Hold on. Let me take a sip of the water. My voice sounds hoarse. Alright, there we go. Alright, y'all. Welcome back to Dissect the Dialogue. This is AT, your host. This is episode 109. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I know it's been a minute. I know, like I said, I'm a busy guy. So if y'all wondering why, well, actually, I wouldn't say I took too long of a break. Like I said, I try to go bi-weekly because I'm so preoccupied and doing a lot of stuff. So I try to make sure I crunch it down to a good time frame from when I last did my previous episode. So I try to make sure that I'm real accurate with it. But I think I'm okay right now. But other than that, I mean, where should I start? I mean, of course, like y'all already know about the other stuff. Like y'all's man's Mr. Combs, Honeycombs, whatever his name is, Puff, whatever he wants to call himself. Let's just call him the Diddler. I don't know what's going to end up with his situation. I don't know what's going to happen to that. I don't know what's going to become of it. I mean, it's none of my business. I mean, I don't even understand why it's even news. I mean, it's cool that, I'll say this, it's cool that, you know, a lot of this dirt is coming to light, but it's like, at the same token, to what benefit is that of me? Like, it's like you're giving me stuff that I know already. You know, it's kind of like the R. Kelly thing. Like, you're telling me stuff that I know already. That's like, it's not even like news to me. It's just happened to, you know, pop out of the woodworks. All because, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know what the reason could be. It could have been just he didn't pay off somebody, or he let some information get out that shouldn't have been out. It could have been a lot of things. We act like we don't know how the industry works and how cutthroat it is. You know, you got to always be cautious. Put this on mute. You got to always be cautious on like what exactly you put out to the public, because it could be just taken away from you in the blink of an eye. Like, from what I learned from, especially like a Black American, when I learned from, didn't want to learn from Kanye, is that shit, and even Rihanna, is that when it comes to riches, it's like they make it's kind of like with voting. They decide who they want to put in office. Same thing with money. They decide who they want to give the riches to, who they want to put this billionaire status to. It's all about how you're represented, what class you're in. And that's what I really want to dissect, because excuse me. I was watching this is old movie that I was watching. Having stuff on, it had Shia LaBeouf in it. It was the greatest game ever played. He basically played this young caddy who had a passion of golfing. But because golfing, for those that don't know, golfing at the time, I mean, it still is considered, you know, a high class type sport, meaning certain people of a certain tax bracket or, you know, certain net worth, net worth was required to play that game. Someone of certain prestige was eligible to get into the clubs, of so on and so forth. So I think his name, the character he's playing was Francis Ouimet. Basically, his people was working class, maybe even low working class. I think his dad was immigrated. He was like French Canadian, I think. I'm not sure. And I think his mom was Irish. And so they kind of grew back. Like, and this further, I'm gonna get into it, but it's further proves goes into what I want to discuss. And that I was having a dialogue with somebody about how at certain times, certain people are not given certain options, regardless of how their skin is, but because of their status, that what their class is. And it was the old interview. I remember Kanye was saying how classism was worse than racism, and that sometimes, which I mean, racism it still has its moments. It's still out there. Obviously, I mean, anybody can see that, but it's almost like when it comes to classism, it's like a whole nother game. Like the rules kind of bend a bit. I mean, even the situation that was going down in Springfield, Ohio, a lot of Haitian immigrants is migrating there, and let's be honest, the Caucasian tenants or people that dwell there didn't like that. So on the surface, you're probably thinking, "Oh, they don't want black people in their neighborhoods." That's how the picture's framed because it's Haitians they're coming in because they're getting all this, different agreements and these different benefits, and some of them don't even do the work, practically welfare in a sense. But well, how I saw it was that, oh, okay, you got low class Caucasian Americans, and the government's not really giving them, support and benefits. But they always seem to give it to, even when it comes to like, us Black Americans getting welfare. But I noticed that when it comes to poor whites, they're not really given as much benefit. I don't know. It's almost like the government or the system that we're in. Like, there's one thing about just people of color, even though I don't like saying it, already get a bad rap. But that's like obvious, that's just like an obvious thing. But if you're a lower class Caucasian person, that's almost like that's like the bottom of the bottom. Like there's one thing that especially the US hates is that it's a poor white working class. That's like the worst thing you could be. And they show it too. They constantly show why. I mean, even that Fred Hampton biopic, when he was trying to unite, and this is when, and I don't know, maybe it's just not really a theory, but just an observation. I think that's probably the main reason why led to Fred Hampton's assassination, because obviously he had the Black Panther stuff. Yeah, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's uniting black people. But I think when he started to open the minds of the poor, you know, whites, that was, some of them were sharecroppers and they were working class. I think that's when the higher ups started to, the powers that be started to kind of look at him funny, like, oh, maybe he's. I think even Patrice O'Neill even made a joke about this at one time. He was saying like they don't really kill people that is separating people. I'm paraphrasing the joke, but they don't really kill people that is about separating and dividing. They only kill people when they're trying to unify. And then I had to think about it. JFK, Malcolm X, MLK, Fred Hampton. Uh, I think God, even though he had his moments with black individuals in general, I'm gonna just say Aboriginal, whatever those people go in general, even though he has some issues with them, but I think he was trying to do the too. But a lot of people, when it comes to unity, usually end up getting killed. And so and this is what I think is the main issue, and I think this is going to be the topic. I would usually say tonight, but it's the afternoon. So I'm gonna say for the topic this afternoon. When y'all see it, it's probably gonna be night, but depending on. But is classism worse than racism? Is classism worse than racism? Now, most people, because they don't read, don't really know what racism means. So I'll give that. Y'all probably heard me define it, so I'm probably gotta find it somewhere. But uh, what is the definition of racism? Right, is usually prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in any particular racial ethnic group. That's racism, right? Classism is a little bit different. Now, let's say classism or class discrimination is the prejudice or discrimination on the basis of social class. It includes individuals, attitudes, behavior, systems, and policies and practices that are set up to benefit the upper class at the expense of the lower class. Now, how I would frame this, and now how I would assume what's worse, I mean, it's not really an easy thing to decide what's worse and what's, I'll say what is more detrimental. I think it is classism. I'll tell you why classism is more detrimental, because it's almost like you're giving people opportunities that don't necessarily deserve it, but because they have the money to do so. And I think when it comes to, I mean, people have their own beliefs, in the spiritual presence they have, whatever deity they believe in. That's what they think is, the person that they worship. But unfortunately, in the, as above, so below, because we're kind of in the middle ground. So it's kind of like, fair playing game to whatever runs amok. To certain people, money is their God, because that's, money talks, cash is king. And I think in certain situations, when it comes to politics, media, business, whoever has the biggest stack usually wins. Everything's all about what can I gain or what can I benefit. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually in a financial sense. Because if you can't back up any sort of deal with something that's, and to them, tangible, and something like cash is tangible, money, something they can grab and hold, it's usually not going to work out. And I don't know if y'all remember when Hulk Hogan found out that his daughter was dating some black dude. I won't say exactly what he said, but basically he said, "Hey, if he's big, tall, whatever, and makes a lot of money, I mean, it doesn't really matter." He's like, "I know we're kind of racist sometimes, but I mean, he's lucky if he was that." Basically saying that if he was anything else, if he was just some random whatever spook on the street, if that's his words, he wouldn't even. One, I don't think his daughter would even. Well, I don't know. Sometimes those type of Caucasian women that be in that type of atmosphere be looking to find some black dude to try to whatever. I guess to piss their dad off. But not to get off subject, but I think with that situation, I think that was like a good example, because say if she picked someone that was her race but didn't really have the money and resources, I'm pretty sure, I mean, would he still have the same aspect of, oh, like, oh, yeah, I'll accept you no matter what, or he'd be like, yeah, he's cool, yeah, he's one of us, but yeah, he doesn't seem like he could support, my kid, my little girl. Whereas when she was messing around with whoever, it was like, yeah, you're this, that, but at least you have your finances settled, basically. And it's messed up, but it does, because it works all sorts of ways. I mean, even the upper class people don't think that there's upper class black people in general that also have their own set of rules. Like the ones that's upper class, the ones that's in the upper class, look like I thought I froze for a minute. The ones that's in the higher ranks, some of them, I'm not gonna say all, but I do think some of them kind of, you know, think they're above, the average working class Black American in their own, because they're at a certain tax bracket that world doesn't even exist. And I don't want to say I defend them, because I'll say, I mean, us as a people have a tendency to kind of like we kind of have like a struggle mentality. Like we're infatuated with being comfortable at the bottom. But at the same time, we kind of complain why we don't have money in our circulating our community. And I think that it also kind of hinders us a lot as well, because we're the ones that we're so good at like being saving. I mean, counting how much we're gonna spend for this bill, that bill. We always know about the biggest thing that's being sold, the next shoe, the next car that's on the lot. We have all this knowledge of all that, but when is the financial literacy kicking? That's when it's out the window. Because we rather look like we have stuff, but I mean, it's kind of like we wear our wealth. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's instinctually in us, but it kind of keeps us, in the back of the line when it comes to the marathon. We want to use the cultural ethnic marathon. We When it comes to money, we dead last, because we want to show what our worth is, our wealth is. We let material stuff dictate our wealth, when that's not the case. Some of the biggest millionaires and billions right now will have on some stuff you would probably flame someone else in our own race for. And I've seen that happen too. Someone could be a multimillionaire just chilling with, regular t-shirt, sweatpants, because sometimes even like something as, $100 bill paying for a movie. Ooh, just reminded me. I don't know if y'all seen that scene in Atlanta, right? I think there's a perfect classism versus racism. Sure, racism may tie into it, but I think it's more of a class thing, right? So I guess when Donald Glover's character was going out with, Van at the movie theater, and they was getting like VIP because he got his money from I think it was from the dogs that him and Darius got him. And when he took out the 100 money, it wasn't fake money. It wasn't fake money. But because the woman saw how he looked and giving him that, it's almost like, I'm not sure. Even if it was real, even if the money was real, it's like, I don't know, I don't know. So at first, when you watch it, you may think it's racism, of course, because white lady looking at his black dude like, no, I don't think, this ain't real. Give me $100 just to watch the movies for two VIP. No, I don't believe that. Then of course, fast forward, white dude comes up, same 100. She takes it. No, no back talk, none of that. Then they go to the club where paid 100. I think it was like African dude that owned the club thought he was faking. So it was kind of like I said, is racism. It might be a little involved, but I think it's more of a status or something, because you can't really. People will know if you're trying to fake. It's kind of like when people like get their first little bit of money, and it's obvious that they just gotten this money, because as soon as they get a little bit more money, they think that they're supposed to order the best champagne, the best. Like, who was that was saying, like, I don't eat hamburger? Some rapper said that. I don't eat hamburger. How about I eat Wagyu beef? It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's still beef, but because you have this illusion that, oh, you can afford this now that you got this money, people. And it's obvious you don't have people that have real money. They don't. Warren Buffett, I think, yeah, Warren Buffett, one of the richest people probably ever. I don't know if he's top. He might be top 3, top 5 currently. Man, still orders McDonald's breakfast, and I don't know. Okay, let me pull up how much. Let me see Warren Buffett, his net worth. Let me pull it up. Warren Buffett net worth. $144 billion. Man, 90 some years old, still ordering McDonald's. That's what I'm saying. Like people like try to. That's why I think classism is worse because like certain people they give opportunities to, but then you got other people that think they have this opportunity, then they don't get them. So it's like the catch-22. It's like some people get the benefits, some people try to act like they have it, but they don't as well. So it's kind of like a picking and choosing of like who they allow to have money, who they allow to get opportunities to. It's all everything's all a mirage in a way. But I'll finish this off. Now, is racism a social construct? I believe so because when we're babies, we don't have like hate in our hearts when it comes to different people of different races. I think I saw like a video of some black dude holding someone's baby. They were Caucasian, and the baby didn't want to go back to whoever. And y'all know, I probably one of my uh, probably most viewed, well, listened to ones was about if baby, what do babies see that we don't? This all I know is everything's just taught and programmed because babies know no matter what race you are if you have good intentions or not. And I think what that did is they made people assume because of how you are or how you look like that they determine your worth. So even you can look a certain way, even if you look a certain way that looks safe. I mean, race wise, if you look safe, they'll be iffy, but they give you a chance. Whereas, say someone like me, maybe I'll, have a button down, go into a bank. They like the paperwork may look good, but something in them wants to deny and say like maybe he's gonna slip up and not pay us back the money we deserve. Like it's like flip flopping. Classism is like very dangerous because like racism, sure it's like, oh, I don't like this race because I've seen them do the X, Y, Z. Sure, that's what I'm told. Classism, rules bend and break every time with classism. Because going back to the movie with Shia LaBeouf, they didn't really want him, even though he had potential to be good. They still didn't want him in, the club because they thought he was, beneath them. He was low class, so he really had to work his way to be with them dudes, even battling his mentor and getting the respect of his dad in a sense, even though his dad at first was kind of envious, but then ended up respecting him. But the last final thoughts. Do we live in a meritocracy, meaning do we only glamorize people based on their accolades? Like I said, money, wealth, status, things you can accumulate based on, who you're connected to. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be around. I've learned that it's not about what you know, it's who you know. But at the same time, it could be pretty detrimental because there could be somebody that actually worked their way to the top, and because they don't really have like a letter of recommendation per se, you don't give them that opportunity. So yeah, it's a pretty tough. It's tough to digest, but I just wish that we didn't live in a world where it was like that. You know, all we was taught was, you want to work hard for something and achieve it, get this, you gotta work hard for it. Now it's like whose ass you can kiss, um, how you could pay your way through cutting corners. Like it's no really no real structure. It's favoritism. And I think classism kind of did that because they just give it to whoever, like I said, who has the most money in their account, who they like more, who they can get more out of, and then that's kind of, like I said, I think There's a lot of, I think that's what most nepotism kind of has. It's like a class discrimination type of thing. You know, do you know such and such? Oh, then I can't give you this. But if you, I mean, let's be honest. Most of the people in Hollywood, I mean, they're all related. I think we all know this by now. I think it's like common knowledge. It's like you find out people are related to each other. Like I kind of figured it out, but I'm just figuring out Miley Cyrus uh was supposedly seventh cousin, right? Seventh cousin to Dolly Parton. I'm thinking like, oh, that kind of makes sense. First, I would think like, oh, because her dad, that's why she's getting all these. Then I think, oh, Dolly Parton, like the Dolly Parton. It's not just regular. It's Dolly Parton. So it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's my take on. Let me know what y'all think. Is classism worse than racism? Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that one is worse than the other? Let me know. But final thoughts. Like I said, let me know. Might put in a poll like what y'all think I should like discuss on. Let me know what I might break down. I might do a breakdown on that. But first, before I get up out of here, I just started doing a web series. I where this better. I know this is not gonna work. Hold on. I know this is not gonna work. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is one that. So yeah. So at first, y'all know for what I didn't tell y'all. Like I said, I'm doing a web series right now. I just started filming yesterday. I got to do another scene today, and I still got the other movie coming in October, and I got some other things working on by the end of the year. So yeah, you get to see this face everywhere, but and then writing's coming soon as well. I'm doing a lot. Hold on, let me get some tools. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot, but yeah. All right, enough of those cheers. But like I said, I mean, I'm trying to venture out, do more stuff. Uh, trying to get some music going as well. Like I said, I just want to, like I said, my brain needs to get all these ideas out. I can't just sit around with them too much. I'm gonna go crazy doing that. But let me know if y'all got any other ideas for me to talk about. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me at IG, X, Spotify, all that. And till next time, I'm gone.